or in this moment anyway. So good to see everybody. I know today is a pretty cool day because there's so much energy going on at the moment, or it's a pretty cool week because there's so much energy going on at the moment. I'm pretty excited about everything happening with my life anyway. I'm going to read out a simple message that I got through, and then I'm going to go on to my tarots and I'll do a general reading like I always do, and then we are going to go into a free chat bar reading. So let's get into this. Just to let you know also, I am a psychic channeler. I am also a seer. I see into other dimensions. My mother had the same gift. And what else? All the clears, like clairaudient, very empathic. So I've had a lot of experience all my life, being very connected to my soul. Hey, Leanne, good to see you here. Let's get into this channel kind of a message. It's channeled and it's part of what I already know anyway, but it's something that's really relevant to the energies that are happening at the moment, just to help guide us through all of this. Hey, Joe. Hey, Sumac. Good to see you guys. So we are doing both Facebook and YouTube as well. And sometimes I've noticed with my poor Facebook friends, I don't see them for a wee while, and then they come up, they are actually speaking, but they're not coming up. So if that happens to Facebook friends, sorry about that. I will get to you. It will start to filter through my chat bar eventually. Hey, PG. Hey, Rainbow Warrior. Yay! So glad I made the live today. So glad you did, Leanne. You're the first one up there. Okay, let's get to this message and then we'll go on to what's really going on energetically. Hi, Karina. Okay, we've all been asked to level up. So all annoyances going on are asking us, what do we truly value in ourselves? What's worthy of giving our attention to in order to create the life and the world we want to live in? Because your attention is what drives your focus and action towards all. Do this through love, and what you create is what you want. Do it through fear, and what you create is what you don't desire. Once you know you have control over your thoughts instead of the program, you can decide for yourself. You are far more powerful than what you've been taught. So really, throughout this next month or so, if there's like these niggly, annoying things where you think, I've already cleared all that, why is this still coming back up? You know what? Things will still come back up. It's not that, especially when we're sitting in, we're sitting amongst a pub of, let's put it this way, drunken people, and we're not drunk. And then you're going to have these things happening to you. But when you're above it, when you're looking at it and you say, I see what's happened to them, you react differently. You don't react from a victimized consciousness and you're sucked into the program again. You react from observant, I am aware of why this is happening, and you choose to either partake and guide if you can, or step away and move into what you want to create. You make the choices now, though. You're not going to get sucked into all the problems and all the issues that everybody's trying to pull you into, because they're grasping to understand themselves. So you might have this month where a lot of that will start happening, where little bits will come up. And it's almost like, are you really being worthy of yourself? Are you really stepping into taking your power back and saying no to whatever you don't like? That's a really big emphasis at the moment with the energy that's going on now, because we're starting to see the cracks of creating what we really love. Well, I know I am. And I've had other beautiful people in my reality that are as well, like seeing like abundance coming their way out of nowhere, love coming out of their way out of nowhere. It's not nowhere. It's because they've done the shadow work. They've looked at themselves. They've chosen what they want. They no longer step into the old paradigm of trying to fix everything outside themselves. They're constantly looking at who they are. And whenever someone comes up that's trying to push their program onto them, they choose whether to guide or whether to move on. That's how we're going to roll with this, being the guides, but still living in amongst many that aren't aware or awake, and creating our own reality to shine our light, to show them just how amazing our world can be when we take our own reins back to our reality and no longer feed into the fear, victimize, guilt, any of that. Yeah. Hey, Celie. So we'll get into this first general reading. There was something else I printed. Oh, yeah, that's right. I also had communication from Kevin Moore yesterday, and my video should be going up in the next pretty much 24 hours, 48 hours. So look out for that on the Kevin Moore show as well. So it's my second video with him. Hey, Steve, it's Celie from Facebook. The first one from Facebook. Hey, JP. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Crafty Kim. Hey, Mark. Good to see you guys. Okay, let's get into this general reading though. Focus. Oh, that one just popped out. Love it when that happens. So we have the 5 of Chalice. We'll just put that down there. We'll carry on. 5 of Chalice does come up a bit in this month, and the whole of August nearly come up. It's come up quite a bit. And that is really because we're looking at what's happened in the past and then figuring out how to move out of it. We have the Knave of Wands. So it's not like problems don't come up. Please believe me, it's not always an easy journey. But the thing is, to stay stuck in the program, to stay in that victimized state, you have a difficult journey anyway. Anything that you're creating is not on stable ground. But the difference is when you start creating through your own self-awareness and love and support for yourself, it's on stable ground, because no one can rock it from outside of you, because you haven't reached for someone to be that, to tell you that you are good enough. You tell yourself, so no one can rock that because you're the one that's in control, right? Okay, so we have so far we have the 5 of Chalice, and we have the Knave of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands, and then we have the Moon card coming up. So I'll just read into these, and I want to get one more card. Let's see what's coming up for this week for the general. Love is in reverse. Okay, so I'm going to feel into these. Really pulling me to these people behind here. So I'm finding with this 5 of Chalice, there are definitely going to be those that have been the irky people in your life that have pushed and pushed and pushed for you to become the full authentic self that you are. And when their job is done, they will literally turn around and walk away. When they see that you're starting to take your power back, which is this, the Knave of Wands. See, even in this card, that it's really showing up, people walking away. So you might have those ones that really did irk you, having nothing to do with your life anymore and not even living in your head anymore. Like they're just literally dropping away out of your reality so that you can move on and create the reality that you want. So it could be that these people were long gone, but they were still playing games in your head because you needed to do that to be able to really pull through how authentic, how are you supporting you, and not go back and fall back into being a victim again. Because they were teaching you not to be this, not to be sitting there and wallowing. They were teaching you to stand strong and know where you're going, and hold your staff and say, I know who I am now, and then they walk away. So the illusion was, in retrospect, the illusion is that it was all in your head to begin with, and they just filled that gap. It was all coming from something that happened to you from long ago, maybe as a child or a past life or something, but it kept repeating because it kept coming up as a story in your head of that's the only way reality can be. And once you start to let go of that reality and find that there's something else you can create, you'll find all those people that were showing you that was the reality will start walking away, moving away from you. So the illusion is it was all in your head. And then we have the Lovers in reverse. So this is coming up for me as it's kind of like looking at self, no longer even attaching yourself to another, even in a retrospect of a love relationship and all that. All relationships from then on come from self-knowing, not from codependence or needing or wanting or anything like that, just self-knowing. And then when you know who you are, you will bring in the right people for you. They will come in that are also self-knowing. So yeah, we're really moving towards this at the moment. Let's clarify and get some clarifying cards as well. I'm going to use my Osho deck. It's right in front of me. So this is the Osho cards. This is my very first tarot deck ever. I was in my late 20s. Hey, Bridget. So I'm going to do some free chat bar readings after this general reading. So just hang in there a bit, and then I'll say, yes, let's all go for the free readings. And then you can say, yes, please. And then I will pick and choose who I'll read. Thanks, Rainbow. Yeah, it's a big shift that's happening, and we're all in different levels on Gaia at the moment. There are those that are really still not awake and aware, but we can see who they are now because they're literally walking around with covered up. I'm not going to say anything more than that because I don't want my video pulled off. But yeah, so we can see who we are now, and you can see it in the eyes, and you can also see it in the way that people are starting to act now. I met a lovely lady that was she was yesterday. She was just beautiful the way she was working, and yet she went over the top manner to make sure that everyone was okay. And I'm like, well, that if you had taken that picture, that image back another 10 years ago, I would never have seen or heard someone speak like she did. She was just genuinely caring for everybody that came into her reality. And that's where we're going. You can tell when someone's aware and awake. So it's funny, I've put all these in the wrong order. Back, I'm going to use that. Like I put the moon first now, down here, which is the illusion. And it was clarified by morality in reverse. So morality is something like the program that's been pulled over us. And it is a place of needing to control everything outside of us. And so we have all these morals of what we think society allows us to be. We're taught from a very young age when we're born how to move through this world, how to act in this world, because we're souls and we know what our desires are. But there's a program that we're moved into, and we have to learn what that program is. But when the program's squiff and it's showing us bits and pieces of life that just don't gel with our souls anymore, or being in this human experience. It turns into morality of tight-lipped. It has to be this rule only. You know, religions are very moralistic. They have specific rules and they don't move from those rules. Even if it's not working anymore, they still do that. So we're letting go of all the moralities within our mind of what we thought was helping us in this society, because we were constantly reminded, you don't act like that, you don't do that, you don't cry if you're in public, you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't say love in public. You know, I was literally taught, do not speak the word love. And listen to me now, it's just all about love. And so all those moralities of what social standards are is falling away, and that is the illusion. That's clarifying the illusion, the moon. Yeah, so these are all mixed up, sorry, but I'm going to just go with this. So morality was in reverse. So the next one up that I put down in the different order was the Knave of Wands, so we'll clarify that. Knave of Wands, and it says, look, go with the flow. So with the Knave of Wands, and we're standing in our power, we also have to remember that there's energies around us all the time, and if you let go and just trust, the energies are going to move you into the right position. Because what happens with when a certain energy comes our way, it might gift us a feeling of, oh, I just feel like getting up and being creative today. That's going with the flow. Or, oh, I just feel like, you know, snuggling into my bed and doing nothing for a while. That's going with the flow. Or I feel like really putting some effort into this job today. You're working with the energies now, so you're going with the flow. And that's clarifying the Knave of Wands. Then we've got the Five of Chalice. Hi, Isabel. Hi, Linda from Facebook. Linda Rose. Bridget Gale. So yeah, I will definitely read you guys soon. Just hang on there. We got Chalice of 5. So let's see what pops up with the Osho deck for this. Chalice of 5. Oh, holy crap. Everything wanted to fall out all at once then. I won't take those. They're telling me to take the top one. Okay, the top one is the Rebel in reverse. So that's clarifying the Chalice, the 5 of Chalice, which is the 5 of Cups, or 5 of Emotions. The Rebel in reverse. So Rebel upright is somebody who's just gone, I don't care about society. I'm being me. I'm doing me. I'm being authentic. So this is what we're breaking. We're breaking the mold. We're literally breaking the mold. When we need to look back to see how bad it was, but in the end, we have to break that mold. We have to go, no, stuff up, not doing it. We have to get to a point, and this is what this card's telling us, where we turn around. And if I turn around the Rebel, and if I turn around him, he's facing the 2 cups that are whole, that he has a lot more going for him than what he thought. So we have to start to turn around our mind and start focusing on what we really want, and become that Rebel, become that. Just go, you know what? Society taught me this. This is how I have to act. My soul is literally showing me another path, and I'm going to trust it. And I'm going to act differently than what everyone else has thought that I should be acting. I mean, if I went with everything that I was taught when I was a kid, I would never be doing these readings, because this was just not done. Like my father would have just gone, what are you even doing? Yeah, he wouldn't have even agreed with any of this. They've never seen any of my lives. So Lovers in reverse is, look at that. Completion is clarifying Lovers in reverse. And I was saying we're coming back to ourselves. This is one person, and they're completing the puzzle of themselves. They're figuring out what that last bit was. And you know what? It's supporting the bits that you feel are you, but society didn't. But society pushed you into a corner and said you're not to do that. But you are going, I'm taking that piece of puzzle that was on that floor that you told me I wasn't allowed to use because it didn't fit into the mold of everyone else. And I'm going to put it back in myself and love it. I'm going to love it so much that it's going to magnetize the right people towards me. And just because it's not my family, just because it's not those people that were, they'll either move with you or won't. They will choose in their own right of who they are too. You will find maybe other people will come in and clarify to you that it was the right thing to do. I know I have. I know I can sit here 100%. This is what's happened with me since I took all those bits that I thought I should never express and decided to just be me. And I have found I'm going to actually do a video on it probably this week. My whole life has changed. Let's put it that way. I don't want to let too much out because I want to bring it all into this video and share with you my story of how I became, from a very narcissistic relationship, very hardly controlled pretty much all my life through one after the other, into having everything I've ever dreamed of coming true. So I'm going to share that with you of how I did it, how I actually did it in a video. So that's clarifying those cards. And I'm going to get a couple of oracle cards. And then, hi, Donna. Hi, Fiona from Facebook. Yeah, I look forward to doing it. It feels right now. I've been holding it off for the last few months because it's all been coming, together. Everything's come together. And so now it feels right to do that and share with you. So that I want to share so that you can take bits and pieces out of it and apply it to your own life. Have a crack at how I did it if you want, or mold it to what you feel. It's your creation and your reality, but it just might give you some clues on how to get out of certain things. Thanks, Nick. I'm extremely happy at the moment. Okay, so we've got, it's very overwhelming to tell you the truth, but I'm balancing myself now, which is making it much more easier to. There you go. So the one thing that's coming up, and I actually got this message last night, is signs. There's an intuitive barometer that we're all tapping into. I'm probably going to start doing something with this too, maybe a video on it. Intuitive barometer. Now, we've not been taught how to use our intuitive barometer. Everything outside of us is a reflection of what goes on within. We've never been taught that, right? Now, that's why signs happen. That's why when you decide, I'm going to find a car park, you find one, because you seek it, but you don't grasp it. Grasping is to do with the mind and the logical self. Intuition is to do with letting go and allowing your soul to drive you to the right place where you find that car park. Now, everything from now on is not going to be just to do with the mind. It's going to be to do with the soul as well. So we're going to have multiple signs coming our way to show us which path to take. They could be anything from numbers to all of a sudden you hear somebody say something, and then the next day you hear someone say the same thing, to dreams that come in. It could be physical signs where you actually get to meet beings like I did, or it could be just very simple, basic signs. Now, you can up the ante and ask for certain things to show you a path that you are creating your own reality. I upped the ante at one stage when I went from looking at saying I'll see 5 cents everywhere, and then I said someone's going to give me a gift, and then that happened. And then I'm like, free things keep coming my way, and then that started happening. And then I've upped the ante even more and more and more as I've gone along. But signs can be from your own choice of what you choose to have you're creating in your life, or it could be from your guides guiding you, this is the right path. And it's usually never done from the mind. It's never, I am going to today, this is going to happen. It's usually, I feel good about myself. What do I feel like doing? I'm doing this. And that leads you to a sign. And then you see the sign, you go, oh, that's a coincidence. This happened and this happened and this happened. Whoa, how many coincidences do I have? I must be on the right path. You are, because you're following your soul. That is the path. The path is following your soul, and the signs leading you there, showing you, yes, you've got an observer of yourself looking down and showing you the correct way that moves in a flow that makes you feel good about who you are. So signs is a big thing at the moment. Thanks, Celie. Yeah, I washed it. She's like, your hair looks radiant and shiny. I washed it last night. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Okay, so next, this is who's guiding us, right? We have Archangel Michael come in. He is someone that will guide us in the right direction, and with the strength and the vigor of who we are inside ourselves. So we have literally, should I say the word, the testosterone and the balls to move through life in a direct and know where we're going, like being that intense energy of, this is who I am, I'm supporting myself 100%. Yes, I'm going to create ripples. Too bad, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. He will help you guide through life like that, so that you are fully in your power of who you are. Nothing worries him at all. And one more, and then I'm gonna go into free chat bar readings after this one. So we've got miracles. Yay, everybody. Miracles do turn up when you've done the work and you're allowing life to show you what you really desire. And each and every one of us, truly inside of ourselves, desires something different. When we're following the program, we all think that we desire the same thing, riches, big house, and we do. We can still desire that. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's also this inner miracles that happen where bits and pieces come in our life that we never expect to happen, but they're unique to you and your soul and your journey and how you feel about yourself. And how we feel about ourselves is the most important thing of all. Everything outside is just a reflection, but our lives are lived through feeling. Our lives are, if you look back at your life and go, I really enjoyed that time when blah, blah happened. Nothing much happened, we didn't win the lottery or anything. It was just a really beautiful, peaceful moment. That's because it felt good. That's why you look back at it and you go, wow, that really felt good. It could be simply lying on a towel, watching your kids play in the pool and just smelling the grass, and your mind is so still and so in the moment that you're enjoying every little juicy part. That, and you look back and go, wow, I love that moment. That's a feeling that you had in that moment. That's what you're loving, and that's where we're going. We're going towards these peaceful, uniquely peaceful, good feelings. When they took me into the future, about 15 years ago, I had a dream where I actually woke up in potential humanity's future. And the first thing I noticed was my mind was so still. Everything was euphoric. It was just peace. And that's where we're going. That's the point where everything outside of us shifts into what we really desire in real time. And everything's reflected as a beautiful place. I was in a beautiful place. I lived high up in the mountains. You could only teleport there. Everything was done in the moment because my mind was in the moment, and I was so clear. And that's where my map has been. It's never been a map of, I want to get this outside of myself. It's always been an inner map of finding peace within myself, because I knew that was the first thing that I knew was me in that potential reality, was peace within myself. And that can only come when you have supported everything about you, and as things come your way that aren't so flavorful, you make a choice to either help guide, because you're feeling peaceful about it and you're feeling good about yourself, or you move away from it if it doesn't, and you move towards what does make you feel good. And we start creating our outside reality out of that. It just happens. It'll naturally happen. We're not waiting for us to become, for someone to fall, for those that have been controlling us to fall. They are literally waiting for us to stand up and go, no more, we know who we are, thank you very much, we're not going to even give you any more attention. And then they will naturally fall away from your reality, just like these people in the past that are walking away, because you've taken back your power. Okay, so we're going to so free chat bar readings. I'll just put all these cards back and we will start again. I love that, Celie. You just posted about being in the moment. Love it. See, synchronicity, sign. It's good, isn't it? Okay, Donna's seen repeating numbers. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Karina. Free chat bar readings. So she's from Facebook. Karina, let's tap into you at the moment. They're showing me water with you, so really going with the flow with you at the moment is important. Pentacles. So 5 of Pentacles has come up for you. I'm feeling with you that you might feel into something that an old program might come up for you that literally makes you feel like you're a victim, but it's like that they want you to go with the flow with this. Feel into it as deeply as you can, because they are helping you purge it. So if you are going to this week find yourself feeling a bit victimized, or you have in the last week, it's literally because it's almost, I keep saying the last straw. So I'm just going to go with that, the last straw. And I saw before I even pulled this card, water flowing. So really you needing to go with the flow with this new energy that's coming. It's always you're always moving towards the right path. And they're like, kudos to you, because you are. Just because some bump comes up in your reality where you feel victimized, it's not meaning that it's not the right path. It's part of the path. The blockages are part of the path. They are there to show us where we need to look at it properly to purge it. And then you're going to stand up after that and walk into this room with these 5 Pentacles and go, that's mine. That's mine, and I deserve it so much now. I see where I went wrong. So that's for you, Karina. We have Leanne, yes, please, from YouTube. Leanne, you have the 7 of Pentacles coming up for you, Leanne. So you've done a lot of work on yourself, and guides are literally pointing you in the right direction too, but in a different way, where you've done enough work now to go, I think you're a bit exhausted, like, holy crap, do we have to do, how much freaking more does this have to go through before I get to where I really want to go? But I literally see this lady, and that's giving me such a good feeling. They're like, you can't see her pointing, but I'm seeing them in my head going, they're pointing, going, there, you're there, the finish line's there, don't worry. Don't worry about it too much, because it's there. Yeah, so that's what I'm feeling for you, Leanne, this week. Isabel, please. Isabel. So you have the 4 of Chalice in reverse. Just let me feel into this one. Okay, so, okay, I see what they're saying. So you've probably been in hermit mode, like almost repeating, just sitting in it's not stalemate. It's like you're comfortable there. You're quite happy to be there, actually. And there's going to be a push for you to move out of that, because this is a very stay still, but you are being offered something by spirit, and I think the offering that's coming in, isn't it? It'll be an emotional one, and it will get you motivated to move out of what you have been in for the last maybe even year or few months. You'll get an offering that's going to help you come out of that stalemate, because it was in reverse. So you'll be standing up and taking that offering, I feel. That's coming your way. Roses. They're showing me a rose blooming too, like you've never bloomed like this before. This is new feeling. A new feeling. Okay, JP from YouTube. JP from YouTube. It flipped back in, it turned over and flipped back into the deck. It was like, it did this, like I'm shuffling, and it flipped in. So I took it out. 2 of Wands. And they're really emphasizing this world for me, for you. Like you're taking back your power to, there's action involved. I'm seeing a lot of action, like deciding. You almost have 2 ways you can go here, but you've decided, I think, on what makes you feel the best. And that is going to be the best for not only you, but the entire world. Well, your entire world. It's going to make a big difference when you start moving or doing action or creating, or like they keep saying action with me, more than creating. Like it's a feeling like you just know what you're going to do, and you're just going to do it, and that's it. Not whatever to the rest of the world, because it's actually going to help the rest of the world. They don't actually know it yet, or you don't even know it yet, but it's going to in the end. So it's a hard feeling to describe. It's definitely putting things into action physically, and I feel maybe before you're picking the fruits of your labor, but now it's definitely okay, absolute. Even though you've got other things you could do, you're very determined on this one. They want you to be very determined on one thing at a time, something like that. Okay, Kristen. Sorry, I'm just clearing that feeling from JP. Oh, you've got to be kidding. In reverse as well. Exactly the same card as Leanne, I think, or Isabel. Isabel got this card. How does that even happen? It flew out and it was in reverse as well. So let me feel into you though, Kristen, because it could be a different. Okay, so they're pointing at the cloud to me with you. So it's like an emotional turbulence, cloudy over, and it's like the like God, the universe, whatever, is literally going to push through that emotional turbulence to gift you something of emotional maturity, upstanding or whatever. So in reverse, you might be careful that you don't see it. Be careful that you don't see this new offering coming your way, and it could be out of some sort of turbulence that happens around you, that you see a gift and the gift is literally you are having more understanding of who you are emotionally, and it's very important. Don't belittle this, because it is going to change your whole perspective of life, and then you end up shifting into a whole new you, a whole new way of doing things. Okay, so we have, I'll just go up. Karina was up half the night because of a situation. Thank you. You're a gift. Give over to the flow. Yeah, give over to the flow, Karina. Very cool. So we've got Donna's next. Yes, please, Bobby. Donna from YouTube. Okay. Yeah, so all those on Facebook, go onto my YouTube and subscribe, because I have a lot more messages coming through from the Arcturians channel, messages from Arcturians channel, messages from Palladians. The last one was from Thoth, and going through the second emerald tablets. You'll also see my one from Kevin Moore coming up, and I've got interviews with Mary Rodwell and all sorts of things on there. I've also got my music that I've done for light workers and artwork, because I'm an artist as well. Yeah, I'm a bit of a creator. I even created this. Look, it has a little, I don't know if you can see it, has a little UFO in it on grass, landed on grass in the bottle, and the UFO, it'll glow in the dark. So I created that necklace. I love creating jewelry as well. Okay, so anyway, enough about me. Let's get it back into these readings. Donna. Sometimes it's good to do that in between readings too, because it clears me a bit more. Donna, here we go. We've got the Hermit coming up now, telling me to take one more card for you. So I'll do that, Hermit, and okay. Oh, wow, that's why. Okay, so we have the Hermit, which is literally going inwards to find your true essence of who you are. You carry the light, but you're carrying the light. They're literally showing me, even though this has got the Hermit's holding the light here, they're showing me this light in you, like you just coming the light. And because of that, everything's going to come to you in a fast way, like boom, 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 boom. All of these things happening are going to be what your guides have more understanding on what you desire. Because half the time why things don't come our way that we desire is because we're like wishy-washy ourselves in our minds. You've done this inner work and you've powered up and you know who you are and what you desire, so it comes in a lot faster. And we're not just talking about the mind here. We're talking about the mind, the body, the soul. We're talking about everything, our emotions, everything all in one, coming together as the light. And when that happens, there's nowhere else for our reality to go but to shift up into what we truly do know we deserve. And so it's going to come in fast for you. So it's for you, Donna. Cherie from Facebook. Cherie Lance. May I have a reading? So Cherie, we have a bit of a feeling like you have to be on defensive mode here. 7 of Wands, standing up strong. I know I'm fighting. I'm going to fight for this. I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to, you guys can come at me, but I'm going to just stand strong and be me. And but still from a place of feeling like you have to push. So there'll have to be to eventually, because you've had some heartbreak in your reality where something's really affected your heart. So you're being a bit defensive at the moment. Just be aware of that. There's nothing wrong with being defensive so long as we're not creating becoming the people that actually did do that to you. You don't want to become that. So just be aware and allow that to put this down eventually, because that's where you really want to go. Because the funny thing with this card is, once this man puts this down, all these people around him don't have the same fight that they were looking for from you. And so they walk and find somebody else that does have a baton so that they can fight them. When you put that baton down and go, I don't need to defend myself anymore. I know who I am. I love who I am. And I am enough just without the push. They are looking for someone who is in defense mode. So they'll keep pushing until you say, I know who I am and I'm not going to do this anymore. Also, I give readings, so that's going to change up in the next 2 days. I'm probably going to be really busy, but I do readings, intuitive guidance, channeled messages, tarot readings, to help guide you on your path if you're interested. But I think it's going to be very busy the next month or so. Joe, you have all these cards fall out. Let's not do that one. Let's trust Joe, manifesting times. See signs around you coming up too. Okay, so we have that and we have that. So you're stepping out of being a victim and you're moving into the Ace of Chalice. It's in reverse, but I feel with the aces there's still new beginnings. It's just that we don't, when it's in reverse, I feel like there can be sometimes we don't quite get that it is a new beginning, but it is an emotional new beginning of not being a victim anymore and standing, putting your hand out and saying, where's mine? I deserve, and I'm going to be emotionally fulfilled in every aspect of my life now. There's probably something within you it's like, oh, is that really truly going to happen? Is that really a possibility for my life? That sort of feeling is coming up for me with you. And yes, it is. Sorry, they're kind of giving me a couple more messages, but I'm trying to figure them out. They're showing me these wiggle lines and I kind of like a wobble, like you're sitting within yourself in a wobble with, or can I trust this or not? And it's not to do with trust, they're telling me. It's to do with, ask yourself, do I deserve this? Do I come from my heart? And do I love who I am enough to know that I deserve it? That's the feeling I want you to come from. So it's for you, Joe. My whole day has become a serious series of signs, messages, and synchronicities. The most beautiful thing. I love that. Okay, Nick from YouTube. Wow, we've got temperance. Yeah, look at this. Signs. Like literally your guides are trying to show you a way. But there has to be some balance within this. So balance within your soul. Remember, there's 4 things that we need to keep. I've got 5 things up there, funny. 4 things that we need to get in balance before anything really comes our way with stability. So when we move into all that we desire, our mind needs to be on it. Our soul's path has to be part of it. Our emotions need to be in tune with it, and our body needs to be able to be healthy enough to be able to do the actions towards it. So there's 4 things that have to be in temperance, and there might be one of those that's not quite in temperance or in balance for you. So they're showing you signs of what part that you're kind of a little bit squiff on, and once you bring that in, You don't even have to do anything. It'll just start flowing towards you, the desire that you want. Look, you become the King of Swords from the Knave of Swords. These ones just all fell out underneath, so I'll just bring them up for you. But Knave of Swords it's like the Knight of Swords, message coming your way, slicing through the truth. And then you become the King of Swords. I know who I am. I'm an intellectual person. I trust my mind. I trust my mind 100%. So it could be too that it's something to do with your mind. It's not in balance with your soul's true essence. Like your mind might be still hooked into a program of, well, that's not something that's good enough for society or should be done in the society, but it is, because it's who you are at the essence of your soul. Okay, so we've got that was Nick. You're welcome, Leanne. David from YouTube. David from YouTube. David. You're doing well. As soon as I said that, it pops out. Even though it's the Eight of Swords and he looks like he's tied up and like the swords are all around him, you're coming to the end of something. You're doing well. You're actually starting to recognize where your mind is wrapped into a problem and how you can shift out of that problem by using your by shifting your mind. Yeah, so that's what I'm getting for you, David. There's something, there's more to it. See, the problem is I can go into for ages into these readings, but I have to because there's other people. Caroline, yes, please, from YouTube. Caroline. So Caroline, you have literally jumped off a tower into something new. Oh, look at that. So you had the Tower card in reverse, which means everything fell away from you, but I think you might have even pushed that yourself. If it's in reverse, I'm feeling like it could be that you pushed it yourself. I just stand by. Your connection's not good. I hope that the Restream's still going. Sorry if it's a bit jaded there. So yeah. And then you have done the right thing, because look what's following it, the Wheel of Fortune. See, you've come full circle. That's it. I've had enough of this. End of story. I'm starting to move into what I want to create, what I really, truly desire. And so it is coming your way, what you truly desire. You've done well. So JP, well, thank you. You're very welcome, JP. Isabel, thank you so much for the message. It resonates. It's a botanical artist. I love it. Spirit mentioned a blooming rose. That's so cool. Yeah, that's so cool. Kristen, yes, that makes sense to me. Thank you, Sasha. Hello, Bobby in chat. Okay, Sasha from YouTube. Sasha from YouTube, and we have the Four of Wands. So Sasha, you have a meeting coming your way of like-minded people that are starting to resonate with you. No longer chasing it. Allow it to magnetize to you. Don't need to chase it. You know, when you walk out the street and you're like, look, I wonder if that person would be a good friend. I wonder if that person would be. None of that. It's all, you walk out in the street and what makes me happy? What makes me happy? What makes me happy? That's what I'm getting for you. And that this is going to magnetize towards you. Joe, looking forward to seeing that. It's so close for you. It's so close, Joe. It's once you decide, that's it. Because it's got nowhere else to go then, once you decide in yourself, Joe. Okay. Melanie, hey, Bobby. Hey, Melanie. Oh, I'm terrible with names. Sorry if I get it wrong. I'll pull a card for you from YouTube. And then Golden Rainbow from Facebook. So, That's too many. Too many. I'm just getting okay, then I'm going to get another deck for you. So I'm going to get this deck. Yep, and it just flew out. There you go. We've got the 10 of Wands. You are going to get everything you want, and it might even be already coming in and you're starting to see it. No longer holding all these wands on your back and trying to hold up the whole of reality by being, it's like on you all the time. You're like, they're literally asking you to stand up now. You're like, I don't need to have all that crap on my back. I'm going to stand up now. You're coming to the 10 is always at the end of something. So it might have felt exhausting for you, but the next step is going to be brilliant. It's going to be a breath of fresh air for you. And golden rainbow. You got the sun in reverse. Still an absolutely positive card because the sun illuminates everything. But to step into the power of the sun in reverse, I'm finding it's asking you to step into the power of the sun. Be the illuminating light from within you. And that means it'll end up literally pushing your whole reality into another vibration, into a light vibration. Yeah, it's a good card though. Sun is the best. It means that everything is coming towards you that you truly desire. You can handle whatever because you are the sun, you are the source, you are the energy, you are the one that creates all. So I think that what's going for you is to actually lift you into that. Like this week, you'll be asked to be lifted into that vibration, and that's when everything turns for you. Okay. We're coming to the end of this. Donna, thank you so much. I am grateful for the guidance you have been giving me over the last few months. It makes a real difference. Love and light. Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah. So I think actually I'll actually just do one more, Rosie. You've got the Hermit in reverse. So they're asking you to go inwards, to no longer look outside yourself for someone's approval of who you are. They want you to stand in your own essence and go, I don't need someone to tell me who I am. They don't know who I am anyway. How can someone outside me know who I am and what I've gone through, all my emotions in every moment of the day? They can't. No one can. So they're asking you to go inwards and see where all those emotions and how you can, what you want out of them and what you don't want out of them. And then you start focusing on what you do want and leave what you don't want in your mind. Like if things come up in your head or whatever, or emotions start welling up, you can literally use your emotions to purge through it, but then you let it go. They're also saying to tell you to ask for guidance. If you can find someone that can guide you, that would be a really good, helpful thing for you at the moment. Okay, guys, I will leave it there. Love you so much until next week. And I will do that video of my life and how it changed and help you shift, because I did a lot of shadow work in that year and a half, and it worked absolutely a treat. So I know that everyone in this world can do the same and shift their life into something beautiful. Love you guys. Till next time.